center is one of the hotspots in as far as the pandemic is concerned. And definitely the entry point, the most serious part, is the illegal border point, where people cross from Tanzania, from Kenya, from Sudan. So it will be a hotspot. Now, our coming here purposely is to assess the readiness of our team of the country in terms of response to COVID. How do they control entry and exit of persons in and out of Uganda? In terms of COVID, in the COVID context, the method of testing, the border controls. Right now, you can see across, many Sudanese intend to cross to Uganda, even without any test results. And this one increases give a very serious risk to citizens of Uganda. Definitely, I think this for me is a good control. The border always closes at 6 o'clock. We are seeing a lot of struggles. And by the way, in this case, you should also expect that you never know. Some of them are wise ones, can sneak even through the waters. So I think what I've observed is that the security need to be a bit more serious, increase vigilance to ensure that people who are not tested don't enter into the country.
Now you have another situation where you see there are people from Sudan who really want to come in, I would say virtually by force. Because I'm told at the moment food is being distributed in the camps. So they want to come and get the food and then they go back. But our security people have to virtually fight with them to make sure that they don't come in. And if you look at the kind of numbers which are coming, and you see that it is just Amuro, not the Ministry of Health, manning the port health here, you would imagine if the security relaxed a bit, even the port health people would be overwhelmed because they are quite a number. So that is what we have seen. And our thinking is that when we go back, we will still insist that the ministry should take up the issue of port health, and they shouldn't leave it to the district local government.
That is the situation at Elegu border point. While the number of coronavirus deaths is now at above 2,000 in Uganda, most people who contract the virus go on to get better. Some people experience relatively mild symptoms or even no symptoms at all. Others have no option but to opt for hospital treatment. Sam Gombia, a musician who developed and contracted COVID-19 and recovered through home-based care, has something he shared with our reporter Abigaba Zahara in this report.
You just have to accept that there is COVID in Uganda. This is not China, this is not Italy, but Uganda, where you also, we have COVID within our Uganda.
Sam Gombia is a musician, radio presenter, husband, politician and social activist for people living with disabilities. Gombia says he is lucky to be alive after suffering from coronavirus. He managed his condition at home with the help of a qualified medical personnel and is appreciative to God for seeing him through his sickness. He says that he had splitting headaches, with his body on fire prompting him to go for a checkup at the hospital. Gombia says that he was ready for any eventuality, but upon receiving the results, everything changed.
On receiving the results that I'm positive, things started changing a little bit. So I started getting some symptoms that I didn't even had before. The body started itching, by the way. The body started itching, and then I said, yes, this is COVID now.
Because of fear and anxiety, using his prescribed dosage by his physician, he bought drugs for the entire family.
So I had to buy that kind of medicine, which took around 700,000 shillings. Sweet. Why? Because I was scared. And I thought also my family needed that. You don't know, because we've been together before isolation and whatever. We've been together sharing this and that, eating together, so I thought we are all sick.
He was self-isolating at home from the rest of his family, but eventually his wife Sophia Gombia contracted the virus, but children were lucky not to be infected.
But I looked at my children, they were taken, and the daughter didn't welcome the news very well, and I saw her face. But I told them I'll be fine, there's no problem. And then eventually, she also got some symptoms after a while, after some 2-3 days, and we found out she was also sick.
Gombia felt so lonely and also thought that he was about to die. This made him to almost share his secrets with wife and family.
I got some difficulties in breathing, and then I said, yes, this is the last symptom now. So I thought, man, I'm going to die. And in there, that's when you come up with the secrets that you had kept to yourself. I said, no, man, I have to disclose my secret.
Gombia says he got nightmares of him being buried.
You start dreaming about your death, you dying, taking you for burials and whatever. That kind of those dreams.
As many COVID-19 patients are charged exorbitantly, it was a different story for him and family as they opted for home care treatment.
We used up to 5 million, not because we would have used that money, no, because I was a little bit extravagant, because I was scared of the disease. Like the medicine I bought is still at home. Because I bought a lot, whatever they tell you to. I even changed the doctor's description. He described a certain medicine, and then I went on changing because I had listened to another person.
He appealed to Ministry of Health and Health Centers to change the way they relay COVID-19 results to their patients, since people are in panic.
From the blue, you're positive. Next. So what, I mean, how have you left this one? What if he goes out without being inducted into it? You will find a problem to embrace the entire COVID whatever. He has to. So, but if you prepare him that, yeah, no, like the doctor talked to me, he talked to me nicely.
Sam Gombia has special message to the people still battling coronavirus and the nation at large.
Act it. Do not doubt that maybe the doctor this, that. Go according to the doctor's advice. If it is medicine, take it the way he has described it to you. Don't think that you're jakubera bulungi without taking the doctor's advice.
As of 16th July, the Ministry of Health had registered 89,080 coronavirus cases, of which 2,249 had passed on and 64,096 recovered.
Yes, there's so many good stories of people that have survived the deadly COVID-19. That is Sam Gombia, a renowned artist, a politician, and media personality in this city, telling his story to our reporter. Uganda North American Association President Henrietta Wamala has appealed to all Ugandans to embrace the vaccination program. Nairua says that hand washing, social distancing, putting on masks, and vaccination are some of the proven protections against COVID-19 infection.
The President, Uganda North American Association, Henrietta Wamala, has commended government for protecting the citizenry against COVID-19. Wamala says many countries across the world, especially the European countries, have fully supported the vaccination program, and this has helped them to control the pandemic, unlike in the previous lockdown. This was at a handover of a sorted sunrise to healthy workers treating COVID-19 in government health facilities at Kasangati Wakiso and Wabusana Luwero. The event concerned with touring around government facilities under construction at Wabusana.
A chance when the government lets you know that there are vaccinations, please go and get vaccinated, because we need to get back to where we are. We cannot be locked down forever. And I also want to join the African leaders that have been calling on to the Western world, that have promised to send vaccinations to Africa. Please, we beg of you, send us those vaccinations, because we are your partners. We don't want to be beggars, but we are your partners. We are your partners when it comes to building the economies, that is the economy in Africa.
Accompanied by the Special Envoy, UNA Zephania Chiza-Seninde, among others. UNA donated masks, hospital gowns, gloves, among others, which were also donated to government health facilities at Kamoli, Iganga and in Jinja, Busoga region. Health workers commended UNAA for the support in this challenging period of the COVID-19 pandemic.
Thank our brothers in the Uganda North American Association who have made this timely donation of personal protective
okulabanga mwami Seninde yakwana ekibiina kino ekyayona okusakira ebintu byaffe bigenda okukozesa mu malwaliro gaffe.
The UNAA Special Envoy Zephania Chiza-Seninde commended President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni for the conducive environments for Ugandans in diaspora who can now participate directly in supporting their motherland socially and economically.
Very grateful to see that our doctor, our president, has been able to visit us. I cannot forget to thank His Excellency the President and the staff of the State House who have been helping us a lot to see that most clinics outside Kampala are being developed.
A 15-year-old primary 7 pupil in Iganga who gave birth to twins during the exams has regretted conceiving, which led her to fail her exams, but she is willing to go back to school. Milsa Naiwumbwe gave birth to twins during her 2020 PLE exams and performed dismally.
A primary 7 candidate who gave birth to twins as she was writing her primary leaving examination in Iganga district has scored poor grades. Milsa Naiwumbwe, who is currently staying at the home of the man who impregnated her in Kakombo, Nachigo sub-county in Iganga district, says she failed because of the inconveniences of pregnancy and breastfeeding. However, the victim says she is willing to go back to school if she gets sympathizers. When asked why she stays at the man's residence, she said that she was told that twins have to stay at the father's home. The husband regretted the incident, saying she is free to go back to school. Christine Nachintu, the boy's mother, also says that the girl stays at their home because of culture and she is free to go back to school if she wishes.
Mama umaza bwali babe galala bakoleki bakuma abaana leero betegeranga tyamuna ife ebintu bivavize bulungi ate yajja asome yazira buzibu ko itinasoose kuba abanga asomye bulungi ngabisemu asobola okuyamba abaana.
Meanwhile, some of the candidates in Iganga district who passed well celebrated from their homes in strict guidelines of COVID-19.
We want to thank the children because during their stay here and being young at those ages, we really had to ensure that enforcement of the SOPs was a must. We have to say we thank them for having abided by the SOPs, and I think it is one of the reasons that has put us to celebrate today, because had it to be that some of them had fallen sick, maybe we would have closed and we wouldn't have had the chance.
It was the other time before COVID. We would receive our girls our candidates now, we receive the parents, our teachers, we come together and deliberate. We thank God. You know, we share each and there. But as of now, we find that we cannot access them because of the situation. You fear. And by the way, they cannot even access, and even the minister was not in for that. We can't. So I've really missed them. We are even ourselves as teachers, we fear each other because as we are in different areas, you can't tell who is coming, what is that person coming with. So that it really has brought some kind of fear. So we have not really enjoyed, though we would have enjoyed if it was not this.
Many schools across the country have not met their usual celebrations after the release of primary leaving examinations by UNAIB. Schools across the country, including Mukono district, remain closed due to the coronavirus, and so a few teachers and pupils were able to rejoice despite their good performance.
Some of the best performing schools in Mukono have missed out on the usual celebrations due to COVID-19 pandemic currently ravaging the world. Some of these include Seta Junior School Mukono Campus, St. Francis Education Center Namaojolo, Little Angels Mukono, and Victor's Christian Junior School Mukono. The head teacher, Seta Junior School Mukono, Achiro Agnes, says that although they were affected by the pandemic, e-learning helped them and candidates managed to scoop good grades.
Kino tetukoze n'abazadde bagenda kyewuunya. Tufunye first grade 10 ku 10, abaana bonna bafunye first grade, fozi tufunye 17.
Iz'abaana bano kuyita subject yange. We bakola olupapula lina lulaba namanya bumanya nti wano tewali mmere bajja kusamba busambi, and indeed
a few pupils found at their homes were visibly happy with their grades. They appreciated the input of their teachers and parents, mostly during the lockdown.
I'd like to thank my parents, my teachers, and everyone who has been able to.
Era olw'okubanga tuli mu muggalo guno gutunyigiriza nnyo naye era nsanyuse.
Elsewhere in Buyikwe district, an 11-year-old Mulungi novice emerged the best pupil at Sachu Primary School after he scored aggregates 5 in the 2020 UNAIB examinations. Mulungi wants to become a lawyer.
I would like to become a lawyer in future. I encourage my fellow pupils to become focused. I thank my parents for the support and encouragement.
Silence is what defines most schools in Tororo, like other areas of the country, in the wake of the COVID-19. Not even the release of primary leaving examination results could change the environment, as schools remained closed. In most schools visited, gates were locked and with lush green compounds, without even a single teacher or pupil left.
On a day like this, one would get a beehive of activities in different schools across the country as they celebrate performance of their candidates. But due to the COVID-19 lockdown, several schools in Tororo remained empty with neither pupils nor teachers due to the ongoing lockdown. In schools visited, quietness and emptiness is what welcomed a would-be visitor. In a few other schools like Tororo Parents Primary School, we found some teachers with their best candidates jubilating the unexpected results. Here, out of the 111 candidates that sat, 56 passed in first grade and all the rest in second grade, with their best getting 6 aggregates.
Altogether, we had 111, and they are all in 1 and 2. We don't have any 3 or 4 or even a division U.
Much as these celebrate the good performance, to Martha, the result is their worst in the school's history.
We've been performing much better than this, but looking at what happened, we had to accept. Actually, when I called one of the directors, she was happy and she said, feel free. That is the effect of the lockdown.
Her plea is for government to consider reopening of schools in a phased manner or quicken the process of providing learners with study materials.
If at least they can give these home study materials and facilitate the teachers who are going to do this, I think that can work. The children will come back when they have something other than what is going on right now. Every child is on his own. The parents are busy doing this. The children are moving here and there.
About the quietness and emptiness in some schools, Martha attributes it to the failure by most teachers to afford the cost of living within schools.
Teachers are renting. Some of them have been sent out of their houses where they are renting. So as I talk, these results came out when teachers had left their places where they were staying, maybe where they were renting. That's why you'll find when you go to a school, you don't get anybody.
Thank you so much for watching. We will continue to congratulate the candidates that passed, and those that have challenges, we pray for you. Let's take a short break. Don't miss what we have on return.
Today in history.
Halfway through a flight from Amsterdam to Malaysia, a passenger plane was shot down over the war-torn in Ukraine, Russia. The plane took off from Amsterdam at 10:31 GMT and it had 298 people on board, most of whom were citizens of the Netherlands. All 298 people on board, most of whom were citizens of the Netherlands, died in the explosion. This was the second Malaysian air flight to disappear in 2014 after Flight 370 crashed over the Indian Ocean on the 8th of March 2014.
As the financial year 2020-2021 draws to an end, URA has put measures in place to facilitate taxpayers to file their returns and pay taxes within the set deadline. All our offices across the country and the URA Contact Center shall remain open to provide extra support to our esteemed taxpayers. Additionally, we have extended our contact center service hours from 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. Monday to Friday and from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Saturdays and public holidays. In light of the COVID-19 risks, we encourage taxpayers to reach us through our improved contact center and other online platforms instead of making physical visits to our offices. For online support, please reach us through our toll-free lines 0800 117 000 or 0800 217 000. Email services@ura.go.ug. Website ura.go.ug. Social media: Facebook, URA page, Twitter @URA Uganda. URA Customs Help Tool, help.ura.go.ug/login. URA appreciates all taxpayers who have duly fulfilled their obligations. Stay safe and let us all observe the standard operating procedures to prevent further spread of the COVID-19 virus. Stay safe as we develop Uganda together.
Uganda Revenue Authority, developing Uganda together.
Airtel Uganda has the best and most affordable rates when it comes to withdrawing and sending money. Withdraw money for as low as 330 shillings up to a maximum of 12,500 shillings. Sending money is just as affordable as ever. Absolutely unbeatable. Use Airtel Money on the most affordable network with the largest network of Airtel Money branches in Uganda. Dial *185# to get started. Airtel Money. Simple, secure, borderless.
In efforts to improve quality assurance and Uganda's competitiveness as a tourist destination, Uganda Tourism Board is set to undertake a nationwide grading and classification exercise of hotel and accommodation facilities. As a member of the East African community, Uganda subscribes to the East African Grading and Classification Criteria, a system denoted by stars ranging from 1 to 5. The grading and classification exercise will be crowned by the awarding of star ratings to facilities found compliant to the EAC minimum standards. This is therefore a call to all accommodation and facility owners and managers to register and get licensed by UTB as a requirement and get ready for participation. For more information, visit www.utb.go.ug or email qualityassurance@utb.go.ug for details. Uganda Tourism Board, promoting tourism together.
Therefore, understanding this model.
Hey, excuse me, lady. Who do you think you are? A queen?
Hey, haven't you heard? Get Airtel Chillax bundles and browse like a queen.
Get Airtel Chillax bundles that do not expire and browse like a queen or king. Dial *175# or use My Airtel app. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Welcome back from the break. Let's go straight to sports news. And there, Sport Club Villa Jogosalongo has hosted its first ever Congress, which is a reserve for its registered partners under the Villa Members Trust. This process is a precursor to ending a 2018 agenda that aimed at sorting various issues at Uganda's most successful football club.
The first ever Sports Club Villa Congress meeting has been hosted virtually. This is a culmination of events of 2018 that caused formation of an interim committee to manage matters at the club following Ben Emmanuel Misaga's end of term as club president. The interim committee was primarily required to perform a set of functions, importantly solving the ownership question that was solved by formation of a Villa Members Trust. The situation at Sports Club Villa was closely monitored at Federation of Uganda Football Associations, whose president, Engineer Moses Magogo, is a self-confessed Villa fan and has played a key part in this process.
We cannot continue in the circumstances. We can only continue through reorganizing. I'm sure people have very many different ideas, and our divergence in opinion is not in any way limited. We just look at things differently. And what should come first with the sports club?
The Congress aimed at, among others, passing statutes, securing an electoral roadmap, and importantly informing members about the club's sporting and business analysis and strategy.
This being the inaugural Congress, we had a proposed draft statutes for the club that would run the club. And this has been deliberated by the members and agreed, and they have agreed to have it passed as being the supreme document that governs the club activities. The other thing that we had come here to do is to spell out the roadmap to elections, and this has also been debated by the members. And a path has been mapped out, and as such we are looking to holding our first elections under the Villa Members Trust on the 28th of August. We believe that this is still a score which will also allow our club to go ahead and be able to operate within the new structure as is expected.
It was attended by two founding members, Fred Guy Kauma and Eliab Kamya, and also former President Ben Emmanuel Misaga.
Today, we have officially got a Congress which is not yet to full capacity, but a Congress of people willing to upgrade our club to a status which can be admired all over the world.
The Congress suggested a 2.1 billion budget for next season and plans to secure money through various sources. These include a sale of merchandise, gate takings, paid-up members, sponsorships and partnerships, but importantly a fund where members can voluntarily offer and donate. The club also plans 8 new recruitments for the upcoming season with 100 million shillings put aside for that, but one wonders how they will solve the 500 million plus deficit that they face. John Barnes, Sentamu, reporting.
Yes, thank you so much for watching. That is all we had for you for this particular session. Let's get back to you at 10 p.m. with a bigger arrangement. UBC News Tonight. My name is Michael Jordan LUKOMWA. Muhammad Mugalu will be with me as well at 10 p.m. For now, enjoy the rest of the evening.
Introducing to you the Faculty of Interdisciplinary Studies, Mbarara University of Science and Technology. We run academic programs designed to create an interface between academics, industry, and the community. We aim at offering